Hello!
Hello!
And welcome to the MXM live stream. It has been a little while since we've seen you last, but we are here. I am Deirdre Howlis, and I'm here with...
I don't have anything really good.
Sean Gorlikowski.
There you
go. Sean wasn't going to play. We had lots of fun before the cameras rolled, and all of a sudden he's like...
I forgot what you named me, actually.
It went through a number of inceptions, and
yes.
None of them actually really worked.
I mean, all of them were pretty amazing. But.
Really? Oh, thank you. I do have some creative energy flowing. Anyway, we are here. We're going to present to you today amongst other things, but we're really excited about this season. This is our favorite time of season. I don't know anybody who works in games that doesn't love Halloween.
Yeah.
I know. So we've gone ahead and we're going to go over our show. For those of you who are brand spanking new to the live stream, I am the community manager for MXM, and Sean is our brand manager for MXM, and we do all things MXM all the time. So,
all things all the time.
All the time. So let's go over some of what we're going to go over.
There's quite a bit to go over in the stuff that we're going to go over.
Okay. So
we got some cool stuff for you today. One thing that that the team has been working on pretty extensively over the last couple of months. We get to show off today for the first time. It's pretty fun. You might have seen a video on it just recently.
Very recently.
So we're going to go over the different stuff that we got going on for Halloween, including some of the new skins that we've added to the game for it. And we've got a new master that is also going live on the same day.
Yay! So this is actually, we've been playing with this master a little bit, and probably one of my most favorite masters now.
He's fun. For
some nerdy reasons, which we'll go over in a minute, because I don't think anybody else is going to see what we saw, because they're not as nerdy as us. But there's some fun, and so we really, really like our master. If you haven't seen him already, his name is Zero. We're going to show him off, but his video is live right now on the site, so you can see all of the fun things. We do have some questions about him already that we'll try to answer in the live stream, so that way our players can know a little bit about him. Quick updates. We are just prepping for the holiday season. You know, we are now into the season. And we've got lots of things that we're planning and doing and excited about. And so we're going to be bringing you a bunch of that stuff. Next week we have some of you who were in alpha or beta. I forget which one we tested, but there was hardpoint capture. So we're going to be going over that. We're going to have a much more extensive live stream next week, in addition to an overview article that you can catch next week as well. Big updates coming. At least for us. So we're excited. So be watching the site as we outline all of the fun things that are coming up next week, and then we'll talk about a little bit of that stuff in the show today.
Yeah.
Cool. So let's let people see the Halloween video, because this is really one of my most favorite.
So if you haven't seen it already, this is a video that we put together to show off some of the stuff you're going to be seeing during the Halloween event. So you guys can take a look, and we'll talk about it a little bit afterwards.
You gotta upside down.
Oh.
The festival of Halloween is here to make the masters scream. And while they all claim not a fright, they've yet to face the Headless Knight. Are you scared? And with him comes a spooky spell to summon souls from whence they dwell. A vampire, ghost, and witch's town to turn the Dredgian upside down.
Yay! Hey!
We're back. That was a fun video.
That was an
to
excellent
put together. So as you can see, we've completely redecorated the bridge for the Halloween season. Not only redecorated it, it's a completely new everything. All of our NPCs are dressed up and having a good time. We've got some different voice lines in there for everybody. Also, we've got some Halloween skins that we were showing off in the video. So Ghost Widow, the new character Zero, Lilu and Death Knight all have Halloween-themed skins.
Yay!
So there's good stuff.
Yeah, let's take a look
Go ahead
closer
and switch
look.
over to Dee Dee's screen there.
Yeah.
You can take a little bit of a look around the bridge.
This is all of the fun stuff. I turned my UI off for right now so we can just kind of see. But we
I
can.
love Death Knight's creepy hands
Yeah,
as he's
it's like
running.
they're like
He's just like
"Scream."
trying to grab anybody that he can.
Do you know how hard it is to like run when you can't see the reticle? So this is all of our fun stuff, NPCs. Here, let's do this.
Time for a party!
So you can catch all of your fun gear and your nodes and all of that stuff. And then it doesn't look like it, but even the jukebox looks like it was updated just a little bit.
Yeah, it's
So-
more like the OG jukebox, but it fits better with this
Yeah,
theme
the
for sure.
hardwood. Yep. Let's see. And then we can also take a closer look while I'm here at Death Knight. There you go. Each new skin comes with a his own emotes and everything. So there's his hanging on a tree emote. He looked like he was riding a very, very non. He was invisible horseman there for a second. There you go. He's pretty cool. I really dig him. Those boots, man. All the way up.
He's got spurs too,
Yep. Yeah.
because he's a headless horseman. So you need spurs for the horse.
Oh, look at that. That looks cool. Cool. So like, and then we also have.
Yeah, we got some other ones. As
Yeah.
the new character that we just saw a video for is Zero. So you can
Do
pop
we
over to
wanna-
my screen to see his skin a little bit more close up. This here is a little vampire skin on him.
Cute.
And I like how his little floaty weapon objects turn into little bats too. They're very bulbous bats, but they work.
They are the most awesome bats.
Foolish
It's
mortal.
very forced, evil laugh. One of the things that's fun about Zero is he thinks he's way cooler than he is, and that was built into his persona throughout all of his voice lines and everything like that.
You know how I can tell this? Because he's not wearing any socks.
It's true. It's
Yep.
true.
Yeah.
He is the ultimate edgelord, and actually, the title that you can earn from playing Zero is edgelord.
Yeah. Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Because everyone wants to be an edgelord.
Yep. Before we dive more into Zero, because we're going to go in depth into kind of how he's built out, look at his attunement or his everything. We'll look at him in a minute.
Why don't you do Ghost
but
Widow
we
first?
Oh yeah, because she's my favorite. So we'll go to my screen and we can go ahead and check out Ghost Widow.
Or we can just go right now. Never mind.
Well, I was gonna try to, but then you're like, no. So here's Ghost Widow. They're all my favorite, actually. I love them all. But she's my favorite, obviously.
I like her animations
Yeah.
best because she's actually like zapping in and out of reality. Her shambling dance. I think the thing that I like about Ghost Widow's skin is she's kind of like a mixture between 4 different horror icons, right? She's Bride of Frankenstein. She's kind of a zombie because of how she's shambling along.
Yep.
She's got mummy wraps, and she's also what's the other one? Oh, she's also a ghost, obviously.
Yeah, she's Ghost, like she's ethereal, and she's got all these bats around her too. And she's just so fun. Let's see, what else can we do? Let's run her around a bit.
All right, we can show Lilu now.
Yep.
People have been waiting for Lilu
Yeah.
for a while.
There you go. I know, this one has been a request by multiple people. Let's move her up here. There we
Listen,
go.
Broom, you
Hey,
need to
Lilu.
do what
Welcome
I
back.
say.
Hex Switch Lilu is really awesome. She's got that little witchy appearance.
We don't have to wait till the solstice to dance around.
Hex Switch Lilu is one of my favorite skins from way back when. She looks a little bit different than
Would
she
you
did
prefer
before.
I turn you into a
but,
rat or a
she's been-
newt? Go ahead.
Slightly different. I
You're
think it's improved.
Listen,
for
Broom.
sure.
You need to listen, Broom.
Okay,
You
here she
need to do what
goes.
I
This is
say.
also the Salem the Salem version of this game. That's all that's available, but it is.
Listen, Broom,
we're
you
talking
need to
about
do
for a
what
while.
I
Yeah.
say.
So let's go ahead and dive into our newest character, which is what this is all about.
Yeah, our good friend Zero. All right, so we can switch over to my screen if you like. I'm gonna turn my UI back on so I can see what's going on. Let's show off his normal look first here. So you might recall the mask. So one of the fun things about Zero is he's a kid, right? And so he's a kid who has the ability to manipulate any object that he puts a mark on. So in his mind, he's basically a superhero, and so he's completely embraced that. He's got his own mask, his own look. You can see that this little mask drops down out of his hood when he does different things. But like I said before, he just thinks he's way cooler than he actually is, and all of his persona is very, very much like, I'm the coolest kid around.
Well,
I've got all these powers.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome.
I mean, I'm a little jelly.
But it leads to a pretty cool personality. And his laugh is basically the best laugh in the game.
Try harder.
It's like awkward chuckle.
Yep.
So good.
Nerd.
Yeah.
He's
so
also a nerd.
He's pretty nerdy.
Yeah, he's very nerdy, actually. There's some nerdy things that you will see once we take him to the training room. But yeah, he is super cool, super new, has some really cool things about him. Let's go over kind of his skills and stuff like that.
Right.
Or
Should we show off his other looks first?
We need to show him the other skins because there's some fun stuff.
Alright,
But
so just his alternate look skin is just a little bit, just a recolor, obviously. He's going to be launching with 3 additional skins outside of his default one. One's a recolor, one's the Halloween, and then he'll have one special skin, which
this looks like half the kids in my
I'll show
town.
you. Yeah,
Yeah, that's how they all dress.
Yeah.
Spikes and all.
he's pretty cool kids.
Mm-hmm.
He's got his little mask on his hoodie there. Now this skin here is actually pretty fun. It's one of my favorites too.
Bet you can't solve this
To
as
coincide
fast as
with
I can.
how nerdy of a kid he is, we've got
new
a couple different themes that some people might recognize that are definitely completely brand new to MXM and have never been seen in video games before.
Wah, wah. Yeah. Moving on.
Duty base. Wrecked.
Aw, they totally took my dance moves.
Sorry.
We saw those last year at the Christmas party.
Alright. There's his default dance, even with the snap. That's great. And of course the laugh again. So he is a kinetic master, if you haven't seen. And he's also mid-ranged and assault, but he's very different than a lot of the other characters that we've got in the game so far. His Meet the Masters are going to be coming out early to mid next week before he goes live on October 18th. So there's that. He's coming out very, very soon.
Yeah.
And the same day, October 18th, is when the Halloween event starts.
Yep.
So lots of stuff to look forward to next week. But I can take you into the training room and show you a little bit of his skills if you guys want.
While you're doing that, I'll let people know of things that they can look forward to during that Halloween time. We will have hardpoint capture open. We'll go ahead and we'll, excuse me, do a more in-depth dive next week during the live stream. So meet us back here at 11 a.m. PDT for that live stream. Also during that time, the Halloween event itself is from October 18th to November 15th. So during that time, you'll be able to access the special events of hardpoint capture, as well as there's going to be, in the activity gauge, you'll also get a special box with varying rewards in addition to soul. So there is yet another option to get soul.
Are the rewards on the page?
I don't think that they're on the page quite yet.
Okay. I think there's a bunch of different things you can get out of the special Halloween box, and it's just like Didi said, it's as you fill up your gauge, it drops a special.
Right here.
Yeah.
If you want to switch to my screen momentarily, for those who are new to the game, every time you do any Titan Ruins or you run any 3v3, basically any activity within the game, you fill up your gauge. And at each level, at each stage, you get an activity reward. And at stage 2 is when you get your augmentation crate. And then by the time you get to your stage 3 activities, various things. But the highest is the Halloween gift box. So, and in it is a chance for soul and different, rewards as well.
Yep.
So.
People have been talking about soul quite a bit recently. One of the things we've said is there are going to be different ways to get it. And so obviously we re-added it into the monthly login. We re-added it back into some of the week, the missions. Still in monthly missions. It's in the some of the weekly missions.
Correct.
And you'll be able to get it through events and stuff like that as well. So there are going to be various ways that you can get soul, and the soul that you're wanting for and trying to make up for. All right. So on my screen we got 0 here. Now let's get him all updated quick. My personal favorite combo with him is using his Engraved Burst and his Engraved Telekinesis. Now, people's mileage is going to vary on these depending on what they want, but basically what you're trying to do is mark a target by hitting it twice with your basic attack. And once you've hit it twice with your basic attack, then you can activate a skill. And now, I can't use his skills other than his ult right now because every single one of his basic skills requires a mark. And it doesn't just hit the last thing that you targeted, it's any target that has the full mark around him. So he can be very, very powerful if utilized in a situation where you're able to get into the middle of an enemy team and get them all marked so that you can manipulate everybody. But some of his abilities are actually quite strong. He can yank people very long distances with his telekinesis. Obviously his kinetic burst, I can't remember the name of it, Engraved Burst, there we go, has pretty strong power, and all of his abilities, even his ult, have very low cooldowns, have very high skill power. So he's going to be very powerful, but if he's targeted, he doesn't have very many abilities to help him escape. His right click does give him a dodge, so he evades attacks during that, but it's pretty expensive. And I think it's a one. Let's see what here. So it's a 180 stamina consumption for his hop, but it's pretty good distance, and he evades attacks while he's doing it. So you're going to want to keep your distance with him. His range is actually, this is his default range here, so he's got a pretty good range. And one thing I think that people are probably going to want to do with him is upgrade his range if they want to stay back and still be able to use his abilities. Let me show you here real quick. You can see how the orb on her head just turned blue and now it's orange. That shows that I'm in range of her to use that ability. So my ability can hit, or my basic attack can't quite hit. So if I'm back here, I can't quite hit her. If you go with range, then you're able to hit people from maximum range of your weapon and still then activate your skills. So you can actually snipe from pretty far away. Yank people into towers, yank them into your team, all that kind of stuff. Now his ultimate is a radius burst around him, and anything that gets hit up to 8 enemies will automatically get the mark. So let me just grab my friend over here. Into position.
In a moment.
Now, without targeting anybody, if I hit both of these guys, I can manipulate both of them at the same time. It consumes the mark, but his ultimate is only a 1-blip ult, and it's got a pretty low cooldown. I think it's 15 seconds by default. So if we hit them both again, now that they're right next to each other, they're going to take a ton of damage, because not only does Engraved Burst hit the enemy that it's on, but it also hits a radius around that enemy. So you can see there's a circle around that does damage there too. So if you have managed to get 2 people and pull them in together, then they're both going to be taking damage from themselves and from the other person. It's
epic.
Set up your own wombo.
Yeah.
And I think that's his VO line for for his ultimate. It's time for that wombo or something like that. All right, let's look at this other stuff here. So erosion and shockwave are actually much more, in my opinion, they're much more controlling skills. I think we're still going to see people use these quite a bit. But if you're trying to be like just a one-man killing crew, I think a lot of people are going to go
totally
with
possible.
Are going to go with the burst and the telekinesis. But both of these here have their own really unique aspects. So this one will actually lower somebody's defense. It'll lower their weapon attack. Lowers a whole bunch of different stats on them for a pretty long time. On a single target, it's going to be effective maybe against somebody who's attacking you. But if you manage to get that whole burst off and hit everybody with erosion in the middle of a team fight, then the entire enemy team for 6 seconds is going to have 50% less weapon damage, 50% less skill power, and 50% less defense. So it's pretty huge if you manage to get 0 right in the middle of that really crucial team fight. For the next 6 seconds, everyone's going to be very hindered in that fight.
He's a tiny little bomb.
Yep. And his other control ability is basically stun. It's pretty basic. It's 1.8 seconds if you have it maxed up all the way. But again, that can hit everybody who's marked. So you can get right into the middle of a enemy team. So if you're in that Rosark fight and everyone's trying to get that last hit on him, you can drop down your ultimate, mark everybody, and get that stun off, so your team can finish off Rosark.
Do we know the maximum amount of people that we can mark?
8 marks at a time. Wow. And I think it says, up to 8 cube patterns can be activated.
Yeah.
So you can mark, I think you can mark more than that, but it'll only,
cancel the other one out.
It'll only use 8. But still, 8 is pretty big. That's way more than the entire enemy team.
Yep.
If you're just trying to get creeps off, off your tower, or if you're just trying to CS, you can basically pull all of the, get all the minions together and hit your ult, and then just do the engraved burst and clear an entire wave in a moment. Like his ult's cheap enough to where you can use it quite a bit.
Right.
Like it's not going to be something to where you really have to conserve your ultimate gauge, but you'll have to watch who you pair him with, because if you've got a high ultimate gauge character that you have him paired with, then he's not going to be able to utilize it.
Yeah.
But if you put him with someone like Ritlock, or they both use one single blip, then you should be able to use those quite a bit. But yeah, that's the basic overview of him. Like I said, the actual Meet the Masters video is coming out next week. Going forward, I think we might actually think about doing more of a live stream format for the Meet the Masters stuff, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll let you guys know as we move forward. Live streams seem to be a little bit more forgiving because we can ask questions and stuff and answer questions at the same time. Like one of the questions was, we've already had a few players asking about his attunement. He is a kinetic. He's also an assault, and he's got mid-range. Although it appears one of his skills is pretty long.
Yeah, I don't have his range upgraded right now.
Yeah.
But you get an extra 250 centimeters, and his base range is 1100, so it's pretty significant. Like I said, you'll be able to, I think I can show it better on Tainted. So you see right here, see how the orb turns blue? That means I can't use my skills. But as soon as I move in to range, then I'm able to use it.
Yeah, so basically the strategy against him is probably not pair yourself up too closely with your teammates. Make sure that you have people can quickly get in close and impair him.
Yeah, I mean, if you see anybody with this mark, you definitely don't want to stand next to them.
Don't go near them. It's like
it's pretty wide range that will damage. So I'm gonna manipulate some people over here and get them into the same area. Does anyone have any 0 questions? About how he works or anything like that while I set some things up?
Let's see. I don't have the chat up, so let me get there.
Those guys should be close enough. Let's see if Inowin's mark fits MBA.
Tyler and Max,
Yep.
do we have questions over there? Okay. Yeah, okay.
No.
Yeah, so you guys can see once anyone spawns back, even though NBA is standing over here, he's going to get hit by her burst. And so if I manage to get both of them marked, then they're both going to take two sets of damage from
Right.
I think you can guess what the first question is going to be, and it is, how much is he going to cost?
You will be the normal cost for a new master coming in, so he'll be the same as Titus, 18 soul.
He will also be bundled, though.
Yep.
I believe for the length of the Halloween event, and you can go to the main, our main article. I'm getting that up right now. Okay. So
yeah, his bundle is going to be him and his Halloween skin. So it's not going to be like a bundle where you have to buy all of the skins if you want it. This one here is just going to be him and his Halloween skin because it's within the season here.
So the normal cost is it's going to be 10% off essentially. So he'll be with him and his skin 4,119 X coin. Yeah, there you go. You can see it right there. Just the breakdown. Actually, that's for the warrior and the bundle. But the Mischief Knife bundle, the Master Mash bundle, and the Autumn Assortment, those are all our seasonal bundles that you'll have access to for the season. And you can see the cost breakdown at the bottom.
The next thing people were asking is if you could show off his node efficiency.
Sure. He has 3 auxiliary and 2 offensive. Let's see here. Yeah, absolutely. Nodes, there we go. So he's 2 red, 1 blue, 3 yellow. Now, my personal way that I like to play him, I like to put at least 1 or 2 MP per second on him. You guys obviously are way better at this game than I am. You can figure out different things, but he uses mana really quickly because all of his cooldowns are very, very fast. So between dropping down all of his, especially if you're trying to like clear waves and stuff, you're going to be using your kinetic or engraved burst quite a bit. And so having that extra mana regen helps out quite a bit on him. And I think his Titan Ruins traits are skill power, skill penetration, cooldown, mana, and health for the third one, I think. Can't remember off the top of my head, we can go take a look.
Yeah.
But he does go through mana pretty quickly if you don't have extra MP per second saved up. So that's just my noobish advice. I just got a skill power on him right now. Since you can build skill pen through his traits, skill power, I probably wouldn't go too much in cooldowns on him because his cooldowns are all really low unless you're trying to get that ult cooldown below the 15 seconds so you can use it more often. But yeah.
Cool. Do we want to run him through anything?
And they would like to know what about his passive?
Oh, passive. His passive is just that he marks targets. So let me pull it up here for you guys.
And then the next question is, how long is the event going to run and how long will the bundles be available?
The event will run from October 18th till November 15th, and I believe the bundles are going to go a little bit longer. Or do they?
I think the bundles are going to be pretty much the same point. Usually our bundles go about a month.
And these particular ones are seasonal, so it'll be about that. They'll end at that time.
Yep. So you guys got plenty of time to get in and play with the bridge.
Yep.
So this question isn't in regards to Zero necessarily, but it is about the Halloween stuff. Mm-hmm. Does Hex Witch Lilu have new effects in game, along with her skin?
Hex Witch Lilu. As far as like combat effects, I honestly don't have that answer, but she does have new
Listen, Broom. You need to do what You need to do what I say.
Sweeping up the dredge.
We don't have to wait till. Would you prefer I turn you into a rat or a newt? Go ahead.
But I will certainly check and see if she's got any other in-game effects. I don't recall her skin having that previously, but I'll see if I can find out that answer for you. All right. Any other Zero questions, or we can kind of just go in and play around with them?
There's no other questions necessarily for him, but Yamatsumi was saying, isn't the attunement nodes always a preferable choice for PvE?
Well, still, again, for PvE, especially for things like Nadium Defense, where you don't get a break. The only time you can get MP is when you tag out. For characters like Zero, where all of his damage, a lot of his damage is reliant on using his skill. He goes through it really quickly. So even for PvE, unless you're planning on swapping between your characters and using that as a way to recover MP, I would still recommend that you get it, especially for boss fights. Zero, one of his downsides is that he has a single skill, other than his ult, he has a single skill that does damage, or that does significant damage. So burst is a high skill power thing. It's 1,000 skill power once you have it all ranked up, and that's before you include the other stuff. But erosion, telekinesis, look at all these, 50 skill power. So they're doing hardly anything, if at all anything, to enemies. Now his pulse is also very high skill power, so using that in conjunction with his burst is where you're going to get all of your attack power with him, where you're going to be able to burst people down. The other stuff is just controlling enemies so that you and your team can kind of make the best of the fight. So he doesn't really have very good. His self wombo is dropping his ult and then dropping his engraved burst. Like that's pretty much what you get. So it's going to be a little bit tough to take down bosses when you have a single skill that you're really waiting on to harm him. Mm-hmm. And his basic attack isn't like the fastest firing thing in the world either. So that was one of the difficulties I had just doing solo PvE with him, was taking down bosses quickly, just basically running around trying to avoid them. You've got a single expensive right-click move to try and get out of the way of things. So not a strong point, but attacking multiple things at the same time that die in a single burst is definitely a strong point.
Yeah. Also, as with all of our masters, there is a limitation to his availability for ranked.
Yeah. Yep.
So
any new master that comes in has a 2-week window where they cannot be played in ranked Titan Ruins. So you guys can play around with him for a while when he comes in, and then 2 weeks later he'll be able to be played there.
And that is standard for all of our masters, so it's not just Zero, but just FYI, so you know. Why don't we get into a stage and run him through, and that way we can still answer.
Yeah, let's just do something. Let's do something brutal.
How come I'm unable to invite you?
Because I'm in the menu.
You need to get out of the menu.
You need to get out of the menu.
Fine, I'll get out of the menu.
Just get out of the menu.
I'm out of the menu now. Fine.
All right.
Let's scrub these scrubs.
Oh, this is, of course, we get a
I don't want this.
ardent attuned stage. So Zero's not going to do very well on there anyway. But you know what? We're going to play him anyway because this stream's about Zero.
You and me both. I will. Yeah. Okay. We're playing brutal.
Lock and load.
Yep.
Not in a good way.
You know, I kind of feel like Erosion or Shockwave are going to be better for PvE, but I just really love the feeling of yanking around like a ton of different things with telekinesis, so I'm just going to stick with that. For better or for worse. I probably should have picked
Match starting.
any other Halloween characters.
Yeah. Oh well. I blame you if we lose. We should be fine.
Yeah, we'll see. This is brutal. Famous last words. And we got a femur, so we can.
The femur.
The femur. Oops.
totem to power up.
So he's definitely not a fast-firing character, but his power comes in the fact that you can hit multiple things with the same attack. Buddies. You can see, even with this 15 mana per second, just through that little fight, I was down to half. And so being able to regen my mana really quickly, especially in these situations, is great for him. Hi, Careful God!
I'm dead.
So I have another question here coming from Failing, asking if you get your 0 shots reflected twice on an ally, will skill use hit and damage an ally?
That's a good question. I have never tried to intentionally reflect my markings onto anyone. Do you want to be my guinea pig, Dee Dee?
No. Okay, fine. Let's just do it for science.
Treasure. Let's wait until...
And people are wondering when the new game mode will be coming out.
So the hardpoint capture is going to be running during the whole Halloween event. So you'll be able to get in and play that. I wouldn't necessarily call it new. It's been around for a while. We just haven't had it available in the game yet since we launched.
And it will only be available during that time. For right now, it's going to be treated as more of a seasonal type event. But, you know, that could change at any time. And for those that are new, hardpoint capture is 4v4.
Yep.
So you and 3 of your awesome friends.
And I think next week on stream we'll be having we'll be doing some dev plays with that.
Yep.
So you guys can
Meaning
be
you
here
can play
and
with us.
Play with us and utterly destroy us. That's always fun.
Alright. Let me waste that. Freaking you. Too powerful.
Yeah, I am. Oh, look at all the spiders. I don't recommend jumping into a swarm of spiders, by the way, guys.
Why not?
Zero's he's just that good. He's the edgelord. He can do that kind of thing and not have to worry.
Energy signs are strong.
Here, let me get the gate for you.
Thanks.
No problem.
Appreciate that. Jump into the damage.
And wasted my ult.
I'm gonna try and get through this bus. And that's another thing that's kind of tough for him. Downside for him is when he's using his skills, there's a moment where it locks him in place too. So being being able to hit people with your stuff while you're trying to get away, it's gonna slow you down for a second. Oh, a shield boss. Let's get reflex. Maybe we can try to sign some.
Ooh, do it.
Sending supplies.
I gave him about a little over a third of his limit break bar by trying to use telekinesis on him when he was weak there. So zero skills, pretty decent at filling up the boss gauge. Those old habits there.
There's some more questions just regarding in general. For the next patch, will there be any balance changes coming in?
We generally do a balance patch every other update. So it's usually like 2 weeks there'll be a balance patch, and then 2 weeks we'll do some kind of a content patch as long as everything's ready, and then swap it out. That's just kind of a general rule of thumb. Obviously, nothing like that is set in any kind of stone. But yes, we do have balance patches that are constantly on our radar. Especially after putting out a character.
Yes.
The idea is that when a new character comes out, we want to be able to do a balance patch the same day that they're going to be going into being available for ranked. So if he's not, if he's locked out of ranked for 2 weeks, then that's when he goes into ranked. That's kind of when we do the balance patch for him based on what we saw in the normal game.
Ooh, I almost lost that one.
That wasn't the most beautiful thing ever, but we made it. Yeah, so, I mean, Zero, not super powerful against a single target, especially a boss fight, I will say that for sure. But when there's multiple enemies in these stages, he can clear them pretty well with his ult, because it's so cheap. Alright.
Hey. Oh,
You guys any more Zero questions for you guys? I know you've been asking a little bit as we've been going on, but
My power.
let's see. So Zero will come out next week, to reiterate. Halloween will be in-game Halloween will be from October 18th to November 15th. That is also the time frame as to when you can get the bundles, and you'll notice that in the bundles there are many masters available. So you'll be able to do that. Let's see, what else?
there's his edgelord title. So you play Zero 50 times, then you
correct.
get to wear the edgelord title. You get to be almost as edgy as Zero himself. Great.
Almost as edgy.
Almost.
Nearly.
I don't think anyone's going to quite get to his level ever.
I don't know. He's got a full set of die right there. Got some D's rolling. That's the one thing that we also noticed that those of us nerdy types here at work can appreciate. Is he's got a full set.
Yeah. It's I think the one, like his weapon is basically a D12.
Yep.
His let's see, what was it? Engraved Burst is a D20. Engraved Erosion is a D4. And then Telekinesis, I think, is a D10.
Was it a D10?
I think the only one that's a little bit off of that is Shockwave,
Yeah.
which is currently just like a circle. It's just like a circle. But I don't know, there might be room for a nerdy themed skin for him somewhere in the future.
It's definitely
going to
be on my request list.
it has
I'm
to
gonna be
happen.
like, we need a little tabletop fun right there. So yeah, we do have the bundles and stuff coming up that, let's see, I think I can show him off here.
And speaking of other nerdy D&D things that have to do with Zero, his voice actor, or should I say voice actress, is Marisha Ray, who's on Critical Role.
Yay! Critical. Automatoron bundle, Master Mash bundle. You get all of these fun things. I already have them all. Neener, neener. Master. Yay! Mischief Knight. You get, of course, 0 and 0. And then starting lineup will be available. I think we had starting lineup when we first
we generally have a starting lineup
Yeah.
bundle all the time.
Yeah.
So it's basically just 8 characters, no skins, just characters
Yep.
themselves if you want them, at a pretty steep discount. I think this one's like 40 or 45% off
Yes.
of what their price would be. So.
And that is also, their prices are listed in the main article. So then, and the discount is included in that, so you can see how much you're going to save. Let's see.
We've got a little bit of time left,
Yeah.
as long as there's a little bit of questions coming in.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's go ahead and play.
Okay. Just want to do another stage.
Hmm?
Just want to do another stage.
Yeah. Let's make it a real stage, like real hard.
A real like.
Should we try to do a nightmare? No.
No.
What?
We could just randomize it again.
You got it.
Oh, someone's asking about the membership skin. Yes, we do plan on swapping that out. It's going to be just a little bit yet before we do that, but we're trying to figure out what skin we want to put in there.
Yeah.
But then the membership skin will be swapped out. The existing one, which is the Gladiator Demonos, will go into the store for sale for everybody, and then we'll have a new exclusive one in the membership for a short time.
And they want you guys to play
Looking
characters
for
with
an
all the
easy
new
win.
skins.
Okay.
Oh, they want you guys to all 1v1 each other.
Well, this is a kinetic or a helix tuned stage, so you can do like Ghost Widow Lilu and for their skins if you want,
Or you could do some 1v1s.
1v1s.
Boy.
Let's
You
just
mean-
do all Halloween themed stuff. You
Oh,
want to do?
then I have to go back. Sorry,
Go ahead and
because I picked
previous.
Suzuka. Let's see. Did you do Lulu already?
You can do Lulu if you want. I'll do Death Knight.
Okay. She is not set up here, but I will gladly.
I tried, guys. I tried.
I just noticed I make faces.
It's alright.
I was sitting here making a face for a while, and I didn't even notice it until I looked at this. Anyway, you're welcome.
All right.
Let's go. Way far back.
Your life is mine.
Go for the explodey ones. Sure.
Get it!
Oh, that one tried to blow up while I was opening a treasure chest. Rude.
I tried to get him. Didn't really work.
Zero's pull can interrupt some casts too.
Yeah.
The thing is, it's got a little bit of a wind-up, so you really have to time it well. If you got enemies that have like really long wind-up things, so you should be able to pull them out of whatever they're doing. Even with 15 extra mana per second, I'm down to like a third of my bar.
How's your distance? Did you?
I didn't increase my range at all.
Okay.
But I can see, especially in like Titan Ruins, I can see a lot of people doing that. Instead of anything else, just so you make sure that you can the maximum distance that your skills will work. Completely tapped out right now. Death Knight needs some time though. You know, like.
Oops. Sorry. Kick the table.
I do like that Death Knight doesn't actually hold his sword in the skin. It just floats next to him.
Yep.
He's got creepy hands.
Such a good idea. Talon Swarm could have been Bat Swarm. That's such a good idea.
Sending supplies.
Interrupted.
Tried to get past him.
Tried to get him before he got to you.
Go.
No. Took a hit for you.
activate my skills.
Nope.
Like, I see where you're going. You gotta leave the target. Alright.
See, her bird also has a little
Oh
hat.
yeah,
Yeah.
He's like he's basically a
Yeah.
crow with a witch hat on.
Yep.
So to answer your question, if there are different effects and animations, anything with the bird is gonna have
It's gonna be like, yeah.
her new little crow friend.
Listen, Broom, you need to do what I
All right.
say.
Cool deal.
Something
Let's
to quench
see.
my thirst.
So that's about it. Let's go
It's
ahead
just
and just give you some gentle reminders about the Halloween event. Will be lasting from October 18th until November 15th. I'm getting my 5s and my 8s all mixed up, so watch out for me. So October 18th to November 15th, get in game, enjoy the festivities, feel inspired, go decorate your houses, you know, and if you tweet us a bunch of stuff, we'll be happy. We also have a couple of little out-of-game events happening as well. More information on that is incoming as well, a contest of sorts. So you'll be able to participate or for fun prizes. And that's about it. You need to follow us on Twitter at playmxm.com, on .com, whatever, that's just our site. Twitter is playmxm. And also on Facebook. Both of those places will give updates on our news. You can also follow us besides the website. Also on Reddit, our subreddit is PlayMXM, where we also post many of our things. All of the feedback, please take it to Reddit or the forums. We appreciate the forums. It's just a central place for us to pay attention to. But basically, we'll get your feedback anywhere, anywhere you post it, because we go seeking it.
Yep. There's been a lot of feedback lately. We are
a
reading
ton
it,
of feedback.
I promise.
We have been reading all of it, and we do appreciate all of your thoughts and ideas that you continue to give us. So that's it. The YouTube video of this live stream and past live streams can be found on our YouTube channel. Again, Master X Master, Play MXM, and you'll be able to see us there, as well as all of our fun videos, including our video about Zero and our Halloween video.
I'm actually really happy with how both those videos turned out.
Those turned out phenomenally fabulous.
Fabulously.
So that's that. We look forward to seeing you in game during this seasonal event and every day. And that's about it.
All right.
Cool.
Yeah. Make sure you get those daily Halloween boxes.
Yes, on the 7th
Every
and the 21st.
single one has a chance to drop a soul.
Yes. Well, the Halloween boxes for sure. And then on the 7th and the 21st of your cumulative logins, you'll be able to get 1 soul, and then on the 21st, 2 souls. So that's 3 souls for the month anyway, in addition to the other ways to get soul in game. Cool.
Yeah.
Right on.
Thanks so much for joining us.
Tune in next week.
Hope you like how the bridge looks. I think our team did a very good job making it a completely unique looking thing for the holidays. So.
It's very ooky.
And all the skins, I'm happy with all of them too.
Yeah.
So
tune in next week here, same time, same channel, for Hardpoint Capture.
Yep.
Cool.
See you guys.